And welcome in, everybody, to another lovely edition of Gone Racin from the Dude Wipe Studio at the fabulous South Point Hotel, Casino, Spa, Bowling Alley, Movie Theater, Restaurant Dome,
Showroom, Racebook,
Studio.
We got a lot of things going on here at South Point.
Well, welcome back in, Brendan Gaughan, Mr. Jeffrey Motley. We are in our lovely studio here, and of course, no day would be incorrect if we were not. I was just told I am no longer professionally unprofessional.
You're unprofessionally
I am unprofessionally unprofessional today. One, I've had to dress myself in the studio because I had to get the shirt. I'm done buying shirts. We talked about the gift shop last week. That's it. I'm not giving Ruth any more money. Thankfully, Ann is keeping a shirt down here for me because I apparently am not responsible enough to dress myself in the mornings and remember what to bring.
Ann will be adding that to her laundry on a weekly basis now, knowing that you could be wearing it each week.
Possibly. And now, as we noticed, my computer has changed color because...
You didn't bring that either.
I didn't bring that this week either.
No shirt, no computer.
No shirt, no shoes, no service.
It's good to have you here. Glad you made it. Got your body here.
I'm here. It's Thursday. I'm here, right? Oh, also, by the way, I had to be reminded this morning by Casey that at City Light Shine, Casey, you've met Casey, I think, maybe a couple times. Yeah, he had to remind me that I was doing the show today because I had forgotten.
It is Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing this for 8 years now.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Let's get into what we were talking about. Last week, Hollywood Casino 400, Kansas. Jeff, Kansas has become racy.
Kansas become racy. And look, and anytime you get a late restart, you get a caution late, you get the late restarts, you're usually going to get some excitement.
But we had more than some excitement this week. And I know we don't normally just talk about the state of the sport or, we generally don't do a lot of NASCAR commentary. We do some. And I think this is a week that we would be remiss if we didn't at least give a little bit of NASCAR commentary. Ryan Blaney had a great, I listened to him this week on, I think it was Stacking Pennies or one of the, he was on, or maybe I think he was co-hosting a morning drive or something. And he said something about, and I drove for Roger Penske, of course, and I drove for Richard Childress. I drove for a lot of teams, and I was never like the main driver at any of these teams. You always know that, look, I'm a teammate. It is a team sport. Some people may not like that you say, oh, you're going to help, you're going to do this, that, and the other. The main thing you don't do is hurt your teammate. I remember being in places where, look, I don't care if you win or I win, Jeff, but one of us will win. And we've talked about this at Daytona and Talladega all the time. You don't cost your teammate the win trying to get the win. If you win, great. If he wins, great. But you don't make sure somebody else wins.
And that's why I have an issue with even Denny going on his podcast and saying that, look, I would do it again but here's my number one. Look, he had no power steering. Okay. He overdrove the corner.
Okay.
And he took out his own car. I mean, do you know how much money he cost himself?
That's why.
Because Bubba is not a great road course driver, and Shane Van Gisbergen is going to win this week. Mark it down.
Here's my gig about this is there's a brain power that has to get used at some of these things. I would never say I don't want Denny Hamlin to drive as hard as he physically can and go do all he can to win this race. I would never want to say that. But at the same time, if you're not going to win the race, you don't take out the other car. Now, we talked a couple years ago. Remember the scandal with Clint Boyer and all those guys at Mike Waltrip Racing and all that. Yeah. Or the year how much money the Kyle Busch, the Austin Dillon controversy last year reckoned people of. There are millions of dollars on the line here for these playoff things. Denny Hamlin is a team owner who and I get that. Once again, people are going to get mad because I'm saying, oh, he should not race like it matters. And he is absolutely correct. He should race like it doesn't matter. But at the same time, you got to have a little bit of thought going, hey, all right, this is a big deal. Dale Earnhardt Sr. was rooting for Michael Waltrip and Dale Jr. coming down to that checkered flag.
I was thinking of that. He was almost blocking.
And look, Dale Sr., I was fortunate enough to race against him, to get to know him just a little bit, and very out of character. But even he was sitting there going, well, hey, look, I don't know if I got enough time to get back to the win, but I'm going to make sure that, one of my guys, I'm not going to, got to have a little thought in this.
And that's my thought. I don't have an issue with Denny trying to win the race.
Neither do I.
I've got an issue with Denny trying so hard that he took out his own guy.
That's Chase Elliott.
And keep in mind, on that restart, Toyotas ran 1 through 5.
3, 4, 5.
Chase Elliott was 6th with 1 lap to go. Now,
Chase Elliott restarted 10th.
Now,
he restarted in the 5th row.
Now, to Chase Elliott's credit, he was the only guy with 4 fresh tires, which helped him get by a few.
And all of the Alan Gustafson haters.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. He's never going to pass Bubba or Denny, though.
No.
He was not going to catch those
But here's
guys.
the point. If Denny does that, if that's Chase Elliott on the outside, Kyle Larson, William Byron, an RFK car.
Totally different situation.
Hey, you go up there, you do what you can, you give it your best. You got no power steering, you're driving that tail out of the thing. Okay, when it's your own manufacturer, your own team, How
do you think Michael Jordan felt about that move?
I think Jordan will say one thing publicly and think something else privately.
Okay, I think I probably answer that. Well, where it was. This probably avoids one potential crisis for NASCAR.
What's that?
There's a very, very minimal chance now that they're going to have to worry about handing an owner's trophy to Jordan and Denny Hamlin after the final race of the season. Now, they could still have to hand a driver.
No, that's right. Seabell's
no, see, Reddick and Bubba both are in big trouble this week.
They're both in win only.
They're going to have to win. Correct. And look, if you're going to beat Shane Van Gisbergen this week, then you have earned it.
If you can beat Shane Van Gisbergen this week, you deserve everything you got.
Exactly.
Let's get to what we need to get to. We've spent a lot of time on state of the sport, which is not normally our forte, and I'm sure that we're going to get a lot of hate in our little YouTube channel.
I don't know. I'd say most people probably agree with our stance on this.
But the odds to win, Chase Elliott. How about this? A 20-1 shot. You and I even said that's mighty big for a guy that's really good at the mile and a half in Hendrick Motorsports. 20-1. Top 3 was a plus 350, and Chevrolet was the favorite at plus 120. So way to go on all that. If you get to the top 10, Denny Hamlin was second with a plus 170. Christopher Bell was third with a plus 250. And then look, Bubba Wallace back in championship form, right? I mean, we said he's been a championship contender because he's been running that well. Chase Briscoe right there. Kyle Larson back.
Now, if Bubba had won that race, Chase Briscoe would only be about 1 point to the good right now.
If some butts were candy nuts, what a Merry Christmas it would be.
So I guess in some ways, Denny did help out his teammate. He just didn't help out his employee.
Yes. And how about this deal, though? Shane Van Gisbergen. Remember we talked if he could survive the first round, the second round set up fairly well for him? Well, there you go. 10th place finish for SVG on a mile and a half oval. That's a pretty big deal there, Jeff.
Yeah,
I mean, for him.
It's a great run for him. Happy for him, And there was a guy who was running 10th there near the end of the race who I was feeling really good about the run he had, and he probably ended up with one of the most spectacular moments I've seen in NASCAR, and that was Zane Smith. Zane was having a great run.
He's running
run. Top 10, and then I don't know what happened between him and John Hunter, but I don't think I've ever seen a car ride the wall on its side as far as he did.
And you want to hear something funny? The last car to do it was the 38 car.
And who was in it?
Great clips.
Who was in it?
Loeffler.
Oh, wow.
There's a great video of him at Bristol.
Did he ride it that far, though?
I did almost a quarter of a lap at Bristol.
Well, it seemed like he was up there for a while.
But it was a 38 car. It was kind of funny. I saw they showed it a bunch of times.
Wow, that is pretty funny.
But no, there was a lot of guys with some good runs, just not good finishes. Zane Smith, one of them. Logano, 7th in stages, running great, just did not get the finish he wanted. Even Chastain, great in stages, faded near the end. That last pit stop, kind of shook everything up. But Denny Hamlin was the class of the field. And the last thing I'll leave on this with Denny stuff is
I don't know that Denny was the class of the field any more than Bubba was. Now, Denny was doing a great job driving without the power steering. I'll give him that.
159 laps. Come on. I mean, that was pretty spectacular.
And doing it without the power steering. I give him credit for that.
To me, the only thing I really have a bone to pick is he goes, we deserved that win.
Who said that?
Denny.
Nobody deserves a win.
I would love to say I deserved that championship in 2003, but guess what? Travis Kvapil got that trophy on a shelf. So what happens in the race is what happens in the race.
And all the points add up when it's all said and done.
Yes, they do. Let's get to the group winners this week. Group A, with that second place finish, Denny Hamlin did get the W there. Christopher Bell was the Group B winner at a third place finish. And then Group C.
That really hurt. One spot over Briscoe, who I did have Briscoe in the group.
It's close ones. Bubba Wallace there in 5th place with a Group C top 5. And then D, E, and F, pretty impressively here where they were deep in the field, where we've had, remember, a lot of top 10s in winning these groups. Ty Gibbs, 25th place finish, the dog in that group. Eric Jones, you and I were both, kind of going back and forth. Jones and Nemechek. Apparently it was Jones's week this week with a 16th place. And then 17th, Daniel Suarez in Group F. So
and that Group D, you and I got too excited about Josh Berry after just 1 week.
Yeah, we did. That was a bad one. Current standings, like you said, right now, Chase Briscoe is good, plus 21. Joey Logano is plus 13. And then the guys back. Ross Chastain can point his way in. But after that, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, 26, 29 points. Really, could they leapfrog somebody? Yes. But to me, that's a win, and Austin Cindric is an absolute win-only situation.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that Chastain is the only one that really has a chance to race his way in.
But he's got to leapfrog somebody. You got to have somebody
he needs to qualify well, and he needs to do is get stage points early on, and maybe Logano doesn't qualify well, and he can gain on him. That's what he needs to go into that final segment where he's pretty much got to say, okay, if I beat Joey Logano, I'm in. Yeah. He cannot wait until the final segment and try to make up 13 points.
It's another 8 points to Briscoe, for him. So, that's a lot.
What was the other thing? If Chastain hadn't made up any points in the first 2 stages, the chances are he's not running that well anyway.
Yeah. Oh, and poor Bubba, he came in the race 27 points behind, had a great run, is 26 points. He only gained 1 point to the cut line after that race. That's hard.
Because of Chase Elliott winning the race.
That was harsh that was tough for
Chase Elliott was the guy that was sitting on the cut line.
That was on the Bubba, cut line. All right, coming up right now, we got races. We got the Roval this weekend. Then we start the next round, the round of 8, South Point 400 at Vegas, Talladega, Yellowwood 500, Martinsville, which is another great one. And then, of course, the championship race. So, Jeff, we're on the final stretch.
Yes, we're getting there. It's not much left to go.
All right, final stretch of this segment. We'll see you on the other side when we come back. We'll get into the odds to win and all the good stuff at Gone Racin. See you in a minute, guys.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas, the South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now.
On the box, 2 in the 2 box. Welcome back, Gone Racin. Brennan Gaughan, Jeff Motley, and we just got done breaking down the Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas last week. Now it's time for the. Go ahead and say it, Jeff.
Roval. Bank of America, right? Bank of America at the Roval? Yep.
Roval.
I know you love that word, the Roval. Why don't you like Roval?
Because you know how much I love Marcus Smith.
There's a road course and an oval.
I love Marcus Smith. But, unprecedented. Never done before. Except at Daytona for 50 years.
Yeah, but not in NASCAR. NASCAR had not run, well, I guess they did. Well, no, NASCAR had not done one like that. They ran the Daytona 24 hours. Where did NASCAR run one like that?
Hey, didn't you used to work at a place called Las Vegas Motor Speedway?
We didn't run a cup race on that.
Was there a road course built in there?
Yeah.
Did it attach to the oval?
Uh-huh.
Did you call it a Roval?
No.
Okay. Anyway. God, I love us. If anybody really understood us, nobody really understands us, so you want the truth. We're still surprised the series keeps us. All right, let's get into the guys that have been good here. Look, we've had 7 races at the Roval, and we have some guys that are pretty good here. One that you're not allowed to mention, so I'll mention him for you. Alex Bowman has 5 top 10s in only 6 races at the Roval, but Joey Logano, 6 top 10s. Chase Elliott, 5 top 10s with 2 wins in the 7 races. There's some guys that are pretty good here, including AJ Allmendinger, 4 top 10s, 2 top 5s, a win, and 5 races.
One thing I think that is remarkable is, all right, we've only had 7 races, right? And you've got a long list of drivers who've got 4, 5, 6 top 10s. So basically, it's the same guys every year. We're not seeing as many upstarts. Now, again, we've got a guy who is not on this list right here whose road course prowess supersedes all these guys right now. But I think it's pretty amazing how it's the same guys every year at Charlotte. And Chase Elliott, he won one of these races after running through a tire barrier. Ryan Blaney won one of these races because Jimmy Johnson and Martin Truex couldn't figure out how to get to the finish line.
They had a
Hasselhoff, as you like to call it,
at the finish line. Look, I'm looking at some of the numbers here, just kind of chuckling. Let's get to the odds, Jeff, and you and I, we think this is unprecedented.
I'm going to say never before in the history of Gone Racing have I seen this
This is impressive, guys. To win the race, it is a 36 or 40 man horse race, whatever is in this race. To win the race, SVG is a minus 110 at the South Point. I cannot disagree with that number.
But I've also never seen a minus number on an odd to win a race.
I've never seen a minus number to win, and I may bet that this week.
I don't even think back in the old days that you would have gotten Richard Petty or Darrell Waltrip or Rusty Wallace at a Martinsville or somewhere in a minus
this
number.
Is pretty impressive. SVG is your favorite, minus 110. And then you ready for this drop? Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson are plus 800. That just astonishing to me.
Tyler, you know what? It's not even enticing.
No,
not for me.
Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott 12-1. William Byron, AJ Allmendinger 16-1. Chris Buescher, Ty Gibbs 20. Chase Briscoe, Michael McDowell, Ross Chastain 25-1. Jeff Motley, I can say we can spend a lot of time talking about the odds to win here. There are some great numbers. I mean, AJ Allmendinger just said really good, a lot of guys, but
I think when you get into odds for top three, that's where you really have to try to make hay this week. I mean, look, is it a foregone conclusion? Shane Van Gisbergen? No, he did lose one road course race this year. He finished 6th at COTA, but he's won all the rest of the road course races, and he's the guy to beat. He's going to.
Did he just win them? Or did he just destroy them?
Yeah, now, the only one.
Ty Gibbs maybe had a shot if his crew chief didn't mess up at Mexico.
Maybe Ty Gibbs at Mexico, and I do believe he probably could see a car in his distant rearview mirror at Sonoma when he crossed the finish line. But sometimes I also think that the race is as close as SVG wants it to be on some of these courses, too.
The race is as close as he, very much so as he wants it to be.
It's almost like he gets the promoter call of, don't stink up my show. So he doesn't run as hard as he has to.
William Byron's run 2 road courses in the last 10 races. Chase Elliott's won twice here. Kyle Larson has won twice here. And
but none of them beat this level of SVG here. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, but could I get Kyle Larson 800 to win? That's fantastic. Could I get Chase Elliott at 12-1? That's fantastic. William Byron at 16-1. Yeah, I'm not talking about it.
Nope.
Let's go to the second page because it's going to. We'll give them to you just because that's what we do on this show, Jeff. Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, both 40-1. Austin Cindric, Carson Hocevar, Kyle Busch, 50. Ryan Preece, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, 80. Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, and Bubba Wallace all at 100. And the field is 30-1.
Why is the field 30-1? Who in this field should be 30-1? I mean, you're trying to tell me there's somebody in the field that's better than Ryan Blaney?
John Hunter Nemechek.
I said, is there anybody in the field
Eric Jones.
Do I need to put that on repeat? Now, I will say this. There is a guy here who does have 6 top 10 finishes at this track who is 80-1. He's also a guy who is a 3-time NASCAR champion. He is a guy who has his back just nudging up against the wall because he's at the bottom of the cutoff or at the top of the, I guess it's, the bottom of the in group. He's at the bottom of the in group.
Top of the bottom. Bottom
he's on the cutoff line.
Yes.
And that's Joey Logano.
And look,
at 80-1. Now, if you're going to take a flyer.
Hey, here's the deal. I mean, 8th, 9th at the road course here last year. So he's good here. 9th at Sonoma, 14th. I mean, he runs well. I just, like you said,
you still got to pick against SVG. This is to win, and that's the problem. This is to win the race.
Let's get into the top 3 because we're going to have a little more fun in the top 3s here. But
unless you want to take SVG,
this is also, I think, the biggest number we have ever seen,
or the smallest number,
depending upon which way you look at it.
Biggest negative.
Biggest negative.
Yeah, there you go. I'm
Jumbo
good
shrimp.
with that. Yeah, there you go.
Oxymorons.
Yeah, there you go.
Or just morons. That didn't really play on Sirius, did it?
No, probably not.
Gone Racin YouTube stream.
It's like all those weird things. Like, why do you put ice in your tea to make it cold, but you brew it and make it hot? And you put lemon and sugar in tea. I don't understand that either.
Jumbo shrimp.
We drive on parkways and park on driveways. That doesn't make sense either. Yep.
We call the skinny guy fat, and we call the fat guy skinny.
This has gone off the rails.
Gone off the rails racing. Yep. All right, top 3, biggest number I've ever seen. SVG minus 400 for a top 3. And then after that, we got Kyle Larson, 250, William Byron, Christopher Bell, 275, Tyler Reddick, 400, Chase Elliott, plus 450, AJ Allmendinger, plus 500, Chris Buescher and Chase Briscoe, both 550, Ross Chastain, 6, Ty Gibbs, 7, Kyle Busch, 8, Michael McDowell and Alex Bowman, both at 850, and she put Michael McDonald for me because I love it when she does that. Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano 10-1, Austin Cindric 12, Daniel Suarez 14, Carson Hocevar 15, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Preece both at 18-1. There's a lot of numbers I like here, and I will go right to that. AJ Allmendinger at plus 500. He has not had a good season when he showed up, but it is still this road course. He is still very, very good here. And Chris Buescher at plus 550.
And I look at those two Penske cars both sitting there at 10-1. Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano,
really
both at 10-1.
Ryan Blaney, really good here.
Right. I mean, even the year, look.
5 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 2 top 5s, 1 win, 7 races.
Well, and make fun all you want to of the fact that the race he won was because Truex and Jimmy Johnson
he
crashed.
Was third
he was running third.
He was third when he still would have won this bet.
Third, and he still would have cashed in a 10-1 right here. I actually like Blaney here. I kind of like Logano too, but I'm also realistic enough to know they probably can't both finish in the top three. I don't see both of them finishing in the top three.
Neither do I. What about Denny Hamlin, 18-1? What do you feel about Denny on that one?
Denny's road racing has not been good this year.
1 top 5 at this race in 7 races, 1 top 10 in the last bunch of races. Denny Hamlin, let me find him for road courses. 19th best point getter, 1 top 10. So I think that just answered my question there. Thank you very much. Glad I asked it. Let's move on from Denny Hamlin. Let's get to the second page. The guy that needs to win to get in, Bubba Wallace, 22-1. Brad Kay, 25. John Hunter, 30. Zane Smith, Todd Gilliland, Noah Gragson at 50. Justin Haley, Eric Jones, Cole Custer, 70. Riley Herbst, Austin Dillon, 80. Ricky Stenhouse, Josh Berry at 100s. Ty Dillon, Cody Ware, 150. And Josh Bilicki, 200-1. Can't believe those guys are in the field at 30-1 to win. I think they're missing out there. Look, if I'm going to bet Bubba Wallace, bet him to win.
Yeah. He's got to bring right.
If you're going to take a flyer and say Bubba Wallace,
it's checkers or wreckers for him.
It is checkers or wreckers, and here's the best: Bubba Wallace doesn't have an odd to win, does he? No, South Point doesn't have him. He's in the field. Bubba Wallace is your field at 30-1. So, it's top 3, 22. He's going to go for the win or go home. So I don't see that there's nobody else here that really I like for a top 3.
And I think that's my problem here is when I look at these guys right here, I don't see
any
that
name
great
that says
road course prowess. I mean, could Keselowski pop up there maybe? I suppose. But you're looking here and I think isn't Bubba the only guy that's actually currently still in the playoff hunt in this group? So I guess if you're going to take somebody, I guess
Brad average finished 18.4 in the races at the Roval, 1 top 5, not been great. And last 10 road course races, Brad has not been good down there with Denny. 10 races, 0 top 10s, average finish 21.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling any of these guys. I mean, look, crazy things can happen because we could get into a situation where somebody how the pit stops can always get off a little bit on a road course or something. But you're really
do they still call turn 1 the headache corner or leave headache corner or whatever.
I think they put either the goodies somebody
goodies
it is because they put the ad on it there or whatever.
I mean, look, a lot can happen, but it's tough. The odds, the head to heads, Jeff, got some fun numbers though. Our head-to-head numbers, if you want to bet a head-to-head this race, you've got some good choices to work through. I like some of these. I really like the Dinger plus 115 versus William Byron. I do like Chris Buescher plus 130. It's against Chase Elliott, but I do like Chris Buescher. He's pretty darn tough at road courses, and he doesn't get a lot of credit for it.
The other one I think that is interesting out there that I don't dislike on the head-to-heads is the Tyler Reddick at 115 against Christopher Bell at minus 135. I mean, we know Reddick to some degree.
He was our best road racer for a little bit.
Correct.
For a brief moment.
And he's desperate. So he's going to have to run hard and run well up there. Christopher Bell, you got to just make sure you don't do anything stupid.
7 top 10s, last 10 races, road course races for Tyler Reddick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty darn strong, even though it is against Christopher Bell, who is 7 top 5s in the last 10 road courses. I get it, but Tyler Reddick at one point was
he was our ringer there for a little while.
Yeah, he was the guy for a while, so I don't dislike that. Even Kyle Larson plus 130, that's not terrible.
No.
Against
Reddick's the
Seabell.
one I really like a lot, though.
All right. Well, when we come back, we'll get to our group matchups and get you a little bit more of the good information and try to stay professional for one segment. See if we can do it, guys. See you in a second.
Ready to bet smarter? Get sports betting tips straight from the South Point Hotel and Casino.
I like the Commanders at 3.
I know if it hits 7,
Don't blink. Maybe that's what bettors are waiting for.
The Wise guys were all over Florida last week, and they're against Florida this week. That's not a common pattern.
I think these teams could score a lot. I would look at the over.
I'm very high on Tampa Bay. I think they can go there and they can win this game.
Subscribe for free to Sports by the Book on YouTube. Your winning edge starts now.
Jazz hands? I was told to do jazz hands.
Jazz hands? What were you
jazz
doing?
hands.
Jazz hands?
Welcome back in, Gone Racin.
Should have gotten a manicure before
I
this.
think
so
we've already started off unprofessional, so I ruined that streak of trying to get a professional one in. If we can get one, we can start a streak. And I ended up last one with another. Apparently, Bubba Wallace is 100-1 to win at South Point. I missed that as I was trying to scan down really quick. So he's not in the field.
You weren't expecting to see Bubba Wallace and a 3-digit number by his name.
But that's
it's
probably
fair.
it, too.
That's why you missed it. Understandable.
So, okay, we're back. Let's get into our group matchups, Jeff. And the group matchups this week,
we will be missing one name from group matchups.
There will. If you were looking for a Shane Van Gisbergen number, good luck. You had him at -400 for a top 3. You think they're going to put him in a group? So Group A has co-favorites Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick at 250, and William Byron at 250. He's been bet down. And Chase Elliott is your dog at 330. Look, Chase Elliott is running really well, Jeff.
He is, and he's also a very accomplished road course racer. As we know, he's won a lot of road course races.
And who's the number 1 point getter at this racetrack?
Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott. 5 top 10s, 3 top 5s, 2 wins, average finish 8.1. The only guy with that better average finish is Joey Logano, and Joey Logano is not in this group.
Yeah, I look at this, and I'm kind of with you. I mean, the fact you can get Chase Elliott at a +330, he's got the momentum on his side. Look, I've told you, I've been down on Kyle Larson since.
He doesn't have to win. We're not talking about win, and we think that the winner is going to be SVG. So,
correct. So all you got to do is win this group. You got
Larson's been down, like you said. Tyler.
The one thing you have to ask is those 3 of these 4 guys are, for the most part, locked into the next round.
Chase is one of them locked in.
Chase is definitely locked in, and Byron and Larson are in pretty good shape. The desperate guy here is Reddick. And Reddick has got a race to try to win this race. But the fact I can get a 330 on Chase Elliott right here, knowing his ability on a road course.
We don't like Group A. I like Group A this week.
Well, I only like it because the number's so big. It's enough to entice me at 330. Reddick is the one that worries me a little bit here, just because I think Reddick is going to have a good week, because I think he knows he has to.
I don't disagree with you there.
And I don't think he'll have to worry about his boss knocking him out of the way on the last lap.
Let's go to Group B. Group B, we have the Dinger as your favorite in Group B.
You didn't like that.
I did like that one. That's why I'm trying to go over it, so I can just try to play neutral for a change, which is rare for me. We got Dinger is your favorite at 210, Chris Buescher 260, Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe 310. Okay, here's my problem with this group, Jeff. This is my X this week, and it's Group B. Chase Briscoe, Martin Truex numbers, what we always talk about there. Chase just has to run well. He doesn't have to win. He just has to run well. And Briscoe, 4 top 10s, 2 top 5s in the last 10 road course races. But what has he done since he's been at Gibbs? He has done 5th, 2nd, and 7th this season, and a 14th at Austin. So Chase Briscoe has been Martin Truex on road courses. Love it. Ty Gibbs, I mentioned earlier in the show, Mexico City. Who was the only guy that I thought could beat SVG?
Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs.
And probably got beat by his pit crew.
He got beat by the pit crew, not
more
by
so
SVG.
than, yeah.
Chris Buescher, we talk about how great Chris Buescher is. And AJ Allmendinger is the guy that, he shows up to these races because he is good here. He can win here. This is my X.
I kind of can lean a little bit X with you there. The 310 on Briscoe
is enticing for
makes
you.
it enticing, kind of like the 330 did on Chase Elliott in Group A. But I do believe you can probably make a little better argument.
I like all these guys in head-to-heads. I like them in top 3s.
My only issue with Allmendinger is a lot of these stats, obviously all these stats for Allmendinger road courses have come in previous years. This year has not been as good.
He is not, and I don't disagree with you.
Like you said, a couple of his better runs have been on ovals as opposed on road courses. So the 310 is kind of enticing to Briscoe. I'm not as much of a throw up a big X as I am just not really feeling this group. But I think one thing we're going to see as we go on and through our group picks, I think we're going to find that the group matchups are very, very difficult this week. And I think we're going to see a lot of that this week.
I think I got a couple that are easy, and I'll go to this next one. I like Group C. Group C is Michael McDowell, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, co-favorites at 260, Austin Cindric 290. Ryan Blaney at this racetrack, average finish 10.1, 7 races, 5 top 10s, 2 top 5s, a win. The win we've talked about, I get it. But you're putting him up against Michael McDowell, an average finish of 21, 7 races, 0 top 10s. You're putting him up against, who else was I looking at in there? Ross and Austin Cindric. Cindric has not performed well. 1 top 5 and 3 races, average finish 16. And Ross can show up at road courses. We all know that. But at this racetrack, I got to go down 6 races, 1 top 10, average finish 24.
So you like Blaney?
I love Blaney.
I like Blaney here too. I do like him in this group.
Good number.
It is a good number. You know, it's funny. The guy probably that kind of worries me a little bit is McDowell. Because we know what Michael can do on a road course.
But he hasn't done it ever here.
And he's got nothing to lose.
He's 0 top 10s, average finish 21.7 at this racetrack.
You know, it's interesting that he doesn't have the good runs here
15th,
at this racetrack.
32nd, 27th, 16th, 0 laps led.
And this is a guy that won at the road course at Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So they don't call that a Roval, I don't think.
No, they don't.
No.
Only one place calls it
just
Roval.
the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. That's it.
Just like Daytona road course. Just like Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
It's just
road
not.
course.
That's kind of boring. I actually like the Roval.
Let's get to Group
I just
D.
like to say that to antagonize you. You know that. I know how much you love that word.
If only facial expressions could come through Sirius XM satellite radio. Okay, let's get to Group D. Group D, and this is another one that I really, really, really like. Carson Hocevar, plus 250. Kyle Busch, plus 250. Ryan Priest, plus 250. Joey Logano. Yes, I said Logano. Plus 335. Really? 335 on Joey Logano, where Joey is your reigning champion still as we sit here. He is the second best point getter with the best average, second best average finish, 8.6 at this race course. 6 top 10s, 2 top 5s, 7 races, no wins. And if you go even to road courses, he's still 4 top 10s in the last 10 road races against the field that you just put him up against.
Now, this time, those who are watching on our YouTube channel are not going to see a grimace on your face because I agree with you 100%.
See, that's the way it should. You should be more like that because you've been like 0 for 10 the last couple of weeks. I'm just saying.
True.
So
this is true. It has not been good. Not exactly that
the moosh.
You have not exactly set the world on fire.
The moosh may be working.
I feel like I finished like 34th and you beat me by finishing 30th.
Hey, guess what? Win's a win.
Win is a win. Kind of like Ty Gibbs winning his group last week.
That's right.
I do. I love Logano in this group right here.
Hey, look.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Priest is faded. Busch, I love Kyle to death, but he's never even been there really this year. Hocevar maybe is a little bit of a wild card because you really never know what you're going to get from Hocevar. He can be really good one week, and he's very much a wild card. But Logano, like you said, he's good at this racetrack. He needs a good run because he's sitting there on the cut line.
And that's the thing. He needs to have just a solid run. He's not going to. They're not. Penske's smart enough not to hit a home run. They're just trying to hit a single or a double. And Joey Logano needs to get stage points, and then needs to have a solid finish. And you're looking up against guys. None of these guys have to win to be in.
Well, and it's interesting you say that because I think what you're going to see with this group right here, you're going to see 2 completely different strategies. If you're Hocevar, Busch, and Priest, the only thing you really want to try to do is win the race. So you don't care about a stage point. Now, if you're Joey Logano, maybe winning the race is not as important because that's hard to do with SVG in the field. But if you can go out there and finish 2nd or 3rd in stage 1 and a 2nd and 3rd in stage 2, but know that you're going to have to start that final segment 23rd without much of a chance to win the race, that's okay because he knows he could probably work his way up to 10th, 9th, or 10th. And I still think that'll be good enough to beat these 3 guys.
There's my point. I still think it's good enough to beat these 3 guys.
And I think it'll be good enough to beat these 3 guys.
So
but I think he will take a different strategy.
So do I. Group E, you ready for who's in Group E, Jeff? I can't believe this name is in Group E. This is kind of impressive. Denny Hamlin is your co-favorite with Brad Kay and Bubba Wallace at 245, and Zane Smith is at 360.
How many groups have we had with Denny Hamlin and Zane Smith in the same group?
I can't believe we have ever had that on this show. That is also another. We have a lot of firsts this show. Look, Denny, Brad, Bubba, Zane. Bubba has to win. So to me, Bubba's the one that's going to be working his hardest to win. I think that Denny is probably going to do everything he can to help Bubba win this week after what happened last week. Brad, just not been there, but Zane Smith 360. You like Zane. Zane's not terrible on road courses. I mean,
no, but I'm with you. The guy who needs this the most is the guy who I think is going to win this group, and that's Bubba.
And listen, Zane's got a top 5 in 9 races in his short little career here,
and he's in the best car he's ever been in here.
Yes.
So look, I really think Zane Smith is going to be one of those guys that next year we're going to see, maybe take a shot at maybe even making the playoffs next year. And I think he has definitely established himself there. So I like Zane Smith a lot, but this to me is this is Bubba's group here to win.
It's just the only guy that something matters to, and I think that's going to.
And he's gotten better on road courses.
He has gotten better. Let's get Group F done this time. Let's go to Group F, and we got Cole Custer, your favorite, at 225, Noah Gragson, Justin Haley at 285, and then Austin Dillon bet down to 280. Austin's had some of his better runs in the last couple of years on road courses. He still kind of belongs in Group F. This, to me, though, Cole Custer, remember, he used to be really good in the Xfinity Series. If I was to go off of Xfinity Series history, I'd give it to Cole Custer, but I can't really give you any stats. The stats on these guys are so similar that it's not going to differentiate much.
Yeah, you were talking about, I think you threw the X up on a different group.
This is your X?
This is probably my X. I mean, I'd like to sit here and make a case for somebody in this group. Noah ran well on road courses and trucks and Xfinity.
Yeah, and Noah has run well, but not in the Cup Series. He's got one top 10. Like I said, 24-point average finish, 26.5 average finish. All these guys in this group are all in that same page. It's just... Yeah,
I'm just not really feeling this group. I mean, if you said, hey, you got to go pick somebody, then...
We've had a bunch of bummers in Group F lately, haven't we?
Yeah, maybe it's Austin Dillon if you have to go pick somebody. But again, you don't have to go pick this group.
You don't have to.
And because I don't have to pick this group, I won't be picking this group. I can promise.
All right, when we come back, we'll give you a really interesting manufacturer's prop and our picks when we return in a minute.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
Welcome back into Gone Racin'. Mr. Professional at the helm, Brendan
Gaughan. I heard
Gaughan.
that. You were called Mr. Professional.
After I was told before the show.
By the same person.
Who called me unprofessional today. Because I have her computer in front of me.
What happened in the last 39 minutes?
We've been that good, baby. We've been that good. Oh, yeah.
Impressive.
All right.
Oh, can't even keep a straight face today.
Yeah, let's get to the manufacturer's prop. And guys, this is absolutely phenomenal today on the manufacturer's prop. Chevrolet is minus 310. Toyota is plus 350 and Ford is plus 600. Now, here's the deal. This is a 3-man horse race. I understand that the number one horse in this field, the guy that has absolutely whooped everybody this year on these races, I get it. But you do realize that motors still blow, tires still blow, and accidents still happen, right?
I also know that Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson also drive a Chevrolet.
I don't disagree
and William
with
Byron.
any of that. But
and the name of which we don't speak.
Joey Logano, who is the second best point getter here. Ryan Blaney, who's really good here. We got a couple Fords. Is it enticement enough to go and say plus 600 on Ford?
Here is something that I am not going to do this week.
Okay.
In no way, shape, or form am I betting against
this is
Shane
technically
Van
like a group matchup with SVG versus
That's kind of the way I see it. I'm not betting on anyone who is going to be competing against SVG this week in any way.
Yeah, but even Toyota plus 3. Christopher Bell won the one other race this year with Seabell. Mm-hmm. You've got Seabell, Reddick. Mm-hmm. There's some guys there. Chase Briscoe.
Mm-hmm. My point is, I can't state it any more clearly. I am not betting against.
Can I give you a shot? And you can change how you.
No, that won't change either.
You like that?
You can give me the whole. You can give me the whole darn bottle, but I'm still not bet.
You don't like this guy?
There's not enough.
You don't think this
There's
guy
not enough city light shine in Las Vegas to get me to bet against Shane Van Gisbergen this week.
All right. Well,
and I know there's a lot sitting down there at your warehouse waiting to be distributed here for people to drink it during race weekend.
There is plenty down, even at the South Point for you already.
There you go. So yeah, so I think I made my point.
You made your point. You made it crystal clear. Unlike the bottle in front of you, but more like the bottle in front of me. Championship odds, real quick. Now, I mean, look, Bubba Wallace is now at 200 to 1. The reason is he's got to win to get in, and this is not a place you and I have been. And here's the shame: is that Bubba has been on fire lately. Jeff, look at how well he ran last week. Look at what he's done. The totality of what he's done, Bubba has been running exceptionally well. So it's a bummer that he's in this position now. But there is still a lot of value. You and I both still love Chase Briscoe, probably. Joey Logano. Chase Elliott has gone down now to 700. He was last week 12 to 1. And you and I said, no, but last week I think he was 12 to 1 also still. He may have even been 14 or 15 to 1. So it's man, I wish people would have listened on that Chase Elliott thing a couple weeks ago.
I think the other one I look at is, look, Logano's still 16 to 1. And I'm just telling you, there's something about that guy when the playoffs come around.
It's Penske, it's the playoffs. I dig it. And I still love Chase Briscoe. Chase has turned himself into a hell of a deal here.
He has. And look, I think we're going to see the top 8 be the 8 that move on this week. So I think getting 16 to 1 on Logano or 14 to 1 on Briscoe, those are pretty good odds.
And who are the guys that are the best at Phoenix? Hendrick has talked about how their flat track stuff is not that great. Okay, so Kyle Larson's your favorite. You got William Byron up there and Chase Elliott. They're not good at Phoenix right now. Penske Fords and Toyotas are. And you're going to give me right now Chase Briscoe 14 or Joey Logano 16 as a hedge if they make it.
Well, and I also think you have to look at it a little bit and say, well, who's good at Las Vegas and Talladega and Martinsville? Because
Joey Logano.
Well, I'm saying if you are one of the 8 that make it through this week, you win one of those 3, then you go to Phoenix with a great chance. So you don't really have to worry about the points as much.
Nope.
So I think I just don't bet against Joey Logano. It's tough there.
I would not. That's why he's on the bottle. All right, let's get to last week real quick because I really want to rub some people's nose in this.
Except you don't have much to talk about.
I got a lot more to talk about than you. I got 3.25 more points to talk about than you.
You call that a lot? I'm still lost points.
Catching you. I'm catching you in reverse, but I'm still catching you. Jeff, you were 0 for 5. I think that's 0 for 10 the last couple weeks. Way to go. You are now way below my Mendoza. My record still is in much better shape than it was a couple weeks ago.
It is. It's very disappointing. Very disheartening.
I have dropped under 40. I'm kind of bummed, 38.75. But the pit crew, they rallied with their 2 head-to-heads to get a plus 1.3 for the week. So a couple guys with a couple little W's there. All 3 of us, though, for the season. And there's our cool little graphic. Mr. Jeff Motley, you are still leader in the clubhouse, 86.1, 38.7 for me, 23.8 for the pit crew.
They're gaining on you.
They had that 17 to 1 with Eric Jones a couple weeks ago. That was a big shot for them. Big shot in the arm.
Yeah, the old expression of grass and a lawnmower. I'm just saying.
Grass and a lawnmower. Now, here's the deal. Now that we're going to get to our picks, I just took a glance at these real quick. And Jeff Motley, you and I are in danger.
Well, yes, we could be.
We could be in danger of getting leapfrogged here. And I just said I like the Ford plus 600 because that's enticement. So let us read you the pit crew picks, and you can read between the lines here. They are picking a winner. And is it Shane Van Gisbergen at minus 110?
I'm going to say it's not.
Great Karnak. Wait, the kids don't even know Great Karnak, do they?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like I heard these guys on TV talking about a phone booth during a baseball game last night. There's no one under 30 that knows what a phone booth is.
The Great Karnak was the last great
Unless
late
you're in
show
London.
host
I
of all
think
time.
they still have phone booths in London because they look cool and people take pictures in them. They don't even have phones in them, I don't think. It's just a booth. It's not even a phone booth. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
We always digress. We got Joey Logano to win at 80 to 1. Come on, Joey. Actually, I got to root against Joey now.
We are not. No, I want Joey to finish second, and that'll be evident here shortly. But
they agree with us. Chase Elliott in Group A at plus 330. They do not agree with us with Austin Cindric in Group C at plus 290. They do like Kyle Larson over Christopher Bell plus 130. I agree with that one. And they do like Chris Buescher over William Byron at plus 130. I do also like them. I do like their 3 of their 5 picks.
And you're scared of one of them.
And one of them I am frightened of because
I think we both are.
That would be a really rough couple weeks for me and you if that happened.
And there is a rumor that potentially someone on our crew may have actually put their money where their mouth is on Joey Logano.
Well, it's worth it. It's worth it. All right, I'm going to kick off mine, and I am going to start with a top 3 for me and a good one. I like Chase Briscoe. You and I have been high on Chase all season long. Chase Briscoe at plus 550 for that top 3 is a great number. He's been running solid. He is looking for that solid day, right? He's not looking for the home run. He's not looking for anything big. He's just enough above the cut line that I think Chase Briscoe is going to have a nice solid run today. I dig that one. Then I'm going to give us one. I am going to pick the same one as them. The Chris Buescher plus 130 over Chase Elliott at 150. Chris is just solid, man. I dig the Chris Buescher solid bet. I had AJ Allmendinger written against Byron, but I like the return plus 130. Then I got 3 groups. Chase Elliott Group A, the one we all liked. I love Ryan Blaney in Group C. And then I'm telling you, my lock this week, Joey Logano Group D plus 335. That's a massive number in Group D to pick. So I'm giving Joey Logano Group D.
All right. Well, you and I will agree on 2 picks.
Okay.
So there's a little chance to have a little bit of.
You're not taking Joey Logano to win?
No.
You sure?
I'm not agreeing on that one either. Although it would scare me if he did. So I'm going to also take a top 3.
Okay.
And I'm taking Joey Logano's teammate, Ryan Blaney.
There you go.
At 10-1. I kind of like that.
I dig that
number there, 10-1.
That actually is I almost like it better than I even like my
well,
Chase
and part of the reason why I took that over instead of Briscoe's because the odds are longer.
That's what I mean. It's a bigger number.
So I'm also going to take a head-to-head, but not one that you guys are in on. I'm taking Tyler Reddick at plus 115 over Christopher Bell.
Okay.
Got a little belief in Tyler. But one of the areas where you and I agree is I'm going Chase Elliott in Group A. I do like
all
that. All 3 of us have Elliott in A. Well, congratulations, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, and William Byron. And then I am.
We had a streak where we were locking in on those.
Yeah, and then we've lost like 2 or 3 of those, I think.
Like 4
and then in Group D, I'm agreeing with you again. Joey Logano there, Group D. I'm kind of with you. That's kind of like, if there's a lock, I kind of like that lock. And I'm just going to put some faith in a guy who is a little bit desperate this week. And I like Bubba. Bubba in Group E. I do like Bubba there in Group E. So that's my guy.
I don't dislike that bet. Bubba, you and I have been extremely high on Bubba Wallace down this stretch. And honestly, he didn't have a bad set of rounds. He had one bad race and didn't have enough playoff points and was too close to that cut line. And it's just the one bad race put him that far behind.
Right. So I think he could certainly come up and win this group. So we'll see what happens this week at the Roval. But guess what the following week is? The
following week, Jeff, it's our hometown.
It's our hometown, South, and we have a fun show planned for next week.
We do have a fun show next week. For the folks at home, if you remember us at the very beginning, we kind of pulled out all the stops our first couple of years of Gone Racin. We had guests every week on the show.
We did. Then we decided we liked hearing ourselves talk more than we liked them talking.
And we were tired of asking for favors from all our friends every week.
There was that too.
But we did have even Brett Musburger was impressed with what we were able to do.
Yep. We're not going to tell everybody who it is, but we're actually going to have
we have a guest next week.
Have a guest next. And we're going to do the show from the Speedway. So if you're listening on SiriusXM, it won't make any difference to you. But if you're watching on our YouTube channel, we will be at the South Point display out at the Speedway.
At the Midway booth. And it's a really pretty booth, by the way, for those that have ever come. We normally have the Budweiser Clydesdales out there with us.
We'll probably have some jets flying over in the background. The Thunderbirds
are
out there
guys
practicing.
Will be able to tell because we will be having lots of flyovers most likely while we're on the show. So
we also may have some wind. You may hear some wind in the microphone.
That's all right. And a good guest, one that you and I both like a lot and are big fans of. So it'll be nice to have we
might have won a pick or two on him. We might have lost a couple of picks on him too, but that's okay. And no, I think it's going to be exciting. I'm always even though I don't work at the Speedway anymore, it's always exciting. It's always exciting when the race comes. It's our hometown race, and just excited for all those guys out there to get another race under the belt. And look, the races in Las Vegas have been great.
And look, everybody's here. If you're looking for all the racers, we have. I haven't checked
Blackjack tournament down here.
Blackjack tournament Friday night. You want to come see some of the drivers? Check the website.
Kyle Busch is playing. No Gregson.
We got a lot of big ones this year. So
it's
a good lineup. We appreciate everybody. We hopefully see you next week at the South.
You and I both are playing.
That's right. We have a Gone Racin team. So we'll see how I do for you. Last time I just go all in early. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. We'll talk about this one, talk about everything South Point 400. Have a good one.